What's going on, guys and girls? It's Ghost Robo, and welcome to Forza Motorsport 7 direct feed footage off the Xbox One X. This was a super awesome opportunity I had to capture straight from the brand new big box. Actually, it's a small box, it's that in a second, but it is the strongest box. And the showpiece is Forza 7, and you'll see why in a second. We're going to do two races today, one through a Dubai city, and one through a stormy night. First off, that city race, though, and this game looked absolutely marvelous. When I was at E3, every station was set to easy. I bumped it to medium just so you'd get more sense of the game. It was an Xbox One X that was playing on, and the TVs were 4K TVs, and it looked crystal clear and so crispy. It was a little hard, to tell exactly how good it looked because there wasn't a direct comparison anywhere nearby. Every station was running Forza 7 in glorious 4K, but as you can see here, this video is in 4K, the game is in 4K, the console is able to do 4K, the recording device was in 4K, and so it all worked out peachy keen perfecto. We are going to try and hold this racing line, but pass, as I am no pro, not even a moderate pro when it comes to Forza or racing games, so forgive me if I'm not driving as perfectly as I should be, but I did my best to give you guys an interesting race and try to come out on top. You can see there is so much depth in the backgrounds there, the field of view and just the entire scenery, the environment, all of it is just so freaking awesome. You'll see up ahead once we get through this little canyon here that there are so many things off in the distance, and I thought it looked really remarkable. We knew that Forza would sort of be the way to show off Xbox One X. They hinted at it when they first revealed the Scorpio specs to Digital Foundry, showing a screenshot of Forza in 4K. They didn't specify if it was Forza 7 or whatever, but obviously we knew there'd be a new Forza, and that it would be, Turn 10's chance to show how well they could make this new machine purr. And I call it a big box at the beginning because it is packed with so much stuff, but it actually is very small. You can see there's, look off in the distance, so much. I think the city's off to the left. You can see some of the buildings. We'll enter a bit of the city here as the confetti flows and the rewind goes, and the Microsoft logos sit before us. But anyhow, it is doing the same sort of smart, I don't want to call it trickery, but smart design philosophy, or a sort of design mentality as the Xbox One S, where it looks much smaller when you look at it from the front than it does if you take it from the top, because there is the length of the system, I guess you'd say, is decently long, but when you look at just the width of the front and the height, it's pretty compact. And in general, it's the smallest Xbox, which is crazy to me that the Xbox One S was supposed to stand for slim, and now it stands for stuck in the middle between Xbox One and Xbox One X. I don't know. An S is still a great purchase if you're not wanting to fork over $500 for the X, and we'll save sort of all that discussion for a different day. But I played Assassin's Creed Origins, and I played Forza 7, and I captured both on Xbox One X, and I've been looking back over the footage, and I think they do look stunning. I think they look spectacular. How much better do they look than, say, their regular Xbox One counterpart or their PC counterpart? Well, that's impossible to know at this current moment. I'm going to guess that they are going to look quite a bit better, quite a bit clearer than their Xbox One version, and similar to their PC version. It'll be cool to see once these games release and we get full comparisons of what is the Xbox One X running Forza 7, since Forza 7 is going to be a Windows 10 Xbox One game. Does it match to Ultra? Does it match to High? Is it some hybrid in between? What is it like? The sounds also in Forza 7 were incredible. Like the audio experience here in this tunnel, very cool. And you can see more of Dubai off in the distance as we pass the people in the grandstands and kick our way up to third place here in the second lap. Now, I have played, I've played almost all Forza games because they're always used as demos at E3 in particular, for like showing off that year's graphics or sort of the new tech that they're working with. And occasionally I have bought the games and played them, but I'm more of a Forza Horizon guy than I am a direct Forza Motorsport guy, hence my not very amazing driving skills. But I definitely do appreciate the game. I appreciate how pretty it looks. And especially I think environmentally. I know the cars, like when you get up close and do all that, they look extra good. But environmentally, you'll see it even more, I think, with the sort of downpour race that's coming up next. How well this box handles that and how pretty it looks in 4K. And I guess like my question for you guys is like, is that extra visual oomph enough to justify an Xbox One X? And if you're entering the generation for the first time, then that maybe is an easier choice. But if you already have a PS4 or an Xbox One, how willing are you to spend $500 to get a little bit prettier graphics? And I guess that's a case-by-case basis. I feel like it's a bit of a tough cookie right now. I feel like it's a bit of a difficult leap to make, to say, hey, this extra visual fidelity, this superior graphical power is worth me dropping $500 plus tax. Don't forget that plus tax, which is going to run you another $30, $40, $45. Is that worth it? I mean, I guess you can sell your Xbox One or you can sell your PS4 to get this upgraded box. Don't recommend selling the PS4 just because they have so many awesome exclusives, and a lot of them coming within the next 12 months. But say you dumped your Xbox One and were able to recoup, $150, $200. I don't know what they go for these days on eBay. Something like that. Is it worth $300 for this? And how much are you future-proofing yourself? Obviously for this year, AC Origins, Forza 7, some of the other multi-platform stuff will look fantastic. But what exclusives does Xbox One have that are going to truly take advantage of X? And how long is Xbox One X the top dog? We've known the PS4 Pro and now the Xbox One X to be stopgap machines, meaning they are holding court while these companies work on whatever is next. And Microsoft hasn't really ever hinted at an Xbox 2 or an Xbox Next, but PlayStation 5 I feel is a much more certain machine. And how many years till that comes? How long can PS4 Pro hold over Sony until they're ready to drop the real next generation? And if you look at it that way, do you want to put $500 down on a mid-cycle machine? As we enter the cockpit here and drive with the hands, they got all the stuff modeled as we cruise into third place. Not so bad. I'll take it. This mode right here looks really good as well, and obviously it's not live racing, but man, that looks pretty. So yeah, I think you have to think about and consider, like, not only is it worth it for the graphics, is it worth it to you for the graphical upgrade here and now, but eventually there will be a bigger, better box, and that one's going to probably be $500 or $600 or whatever it costs. So would you rather, future-proof now or future save for the further down the road machine? So we're here at Nuremberg, racing in their dynamic weather system. They obviously have it set to rain on us eventually as we cruise past a bunch of these cars. We'll get a little rewind in there again. I didn't mean to bump you. Not trying to beat anybody up. Oh gosh. Well, okay. A little bump and run is not going to hurt anybody. So we'll continue to cruise. Sitting in 5th of 24 right now. Let's see if we can push it towards the top of the pack. I think, I have to imagine you'll have 2 to 3 years at least of Xbox One X. I don't see a PS5 coming in before 2020. I think you at least have, the rest of 2017, 2018, 2019. But after that, it's sort of like, who knows? What do these companies decide to do? Where's it going to go from there? Where do consoles in general go from there? I mean, these boxes are selling so darn well, they'd be foolish not to make another one. It'll be interesting to see what the Xbox One X sales are, because PS4 Pro didn't really set any world on fire, but they do claim it's selling well. And then it's selling, decently. I feel like if Xbox One X is going to be successful, they need to have a superb games lineup. But now that that is not reality and just a thing of the past, now their focus has to be on guaranteeing and ensuring that the games look distinguishably better on Xbox One X than on Xbox One. Because PS4 Pro, yes, they do look better, and yes, it is doing some nice things. But for the most part, that difference is not recommendable. Not recommendable enough for another purchase. So they're not going to have the big exclusives. Crackdown 3, that's I feel like a game that appeals to a very specific subset of shooter fans. Forza 7 obviously appeals to a big group of racing fans. Graphics can appeal to everyone if done well enough, and if they carry over consistently from game to game. So AC Origins better look the best on Xbox One X. And Battlefront 2, and Call of Duty, and whatever else you got going on. It's unfortunate to me that it's out later in the year, November 7th, and that does match up, with their Crackdown 3 release, but you're past Call of Duty World War II, you're past Assassin's Creed Origins, so how many people are already going to purchase those games, for maybe a different system? And if you already have an Xbox One, then you're fine. They do carry over, and that's sort of the beauty of the stopgap. But if you got a PS4 and you want to dip your toes in, I mean, you're not getting Forza, I guess, anyways, but you could get Assassin's Creed. Forza, this game right here comes out on October 3rd. And again, yes, it does carry over, and yes, you can just pop the same disc in an Xbox One X, but you'll be so accustomed to playing it on Xbox One and at that level, and maybe you'll think that's plenty good enough. And I worry that people are going to be like, hey, Forza 7 looks great on either Xbox One or PC. I don't need an Xbox One X. And that's kind of why I wish that this would have, the console would have dropped like in September. So they could have used stuff like Destiny and Call of Duty to highlight why this is the place to play. But Forza was still a lot of fun. It still, to me, is a fantastic game. And I really enjoyed my time with it. You can see this frame looks really good. I don't know, it's hard for me to tell. I feel like the game, like the car is obviously modeled, I feel like the game graphically looks a lot better when you're either in this view or in the pulled back view. Like, this view looks really, really realistic to me. I absolutely, not this one so much, but either this one or that hood view looks so good and match up so well. I don't know what the heck happened to me there. That was a very, very bad decision. But let's continue to grind on. We're in first place. Maybe it's good that we have some mess-ups, though, because nobody is going to catch us. Look how far back they are. Maybe we should slow down and make things interesting. Let some people catch up just to make this somewhat of an exciting finish. We got a chopper in the sky. Lights going by as we cruise in 4K to a finish line. And yeah, I'm going to try and let some people catch up here just to see if we can make things interesting. But let me know what you think of 7 of the 4K visuals and of Xbox One X. And if you guys like 4K videos, I've uploaded now Assassin's Creed Origins in 4K, Forza 7 in 4K. It's not something I've really experimented with before, but it's something that I'm curious to experiment more with. I'm interested to know if you guys really like watching in 4K, or if it's something that doesn't matter to you, or once Xbox One X comes out, if you want to see every video in 4K. I don't know. It's just a conversation that I'd like to hear your thoughts on. So let me know in the comments down below. We are going to cruise to a finish, even though I did slow down on some of those some ways there. Nobody could catch me, so we'll capture first. We'll take it from the rest of Hamburg Racers, and we'll kick this one out of here. Until next time, everybody, thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the gorgeous video. I love you all. Hope you had a fantastic E3 week. Lots more coming your way from the show as we continue to make videos and witness the future of gaming. Until then, though, thanks again. Drink well. I love you. We'll see you all later.